Hey everybody, right here, and it's day 298 Carnivore. And today was a day of eating. So I ended up eating at around 3:30 this afternoon. I started to eat a little bit. Had a small piece of beef, some pepperoni, and some cheese. And then around 6 o'clock, between 5:30 and 6, I had some more beef. So my wife slow cooked some. I think it's like a beef chuck roast type thing. So I had some of that, and then I had some pork rinds tonight during my men's group. No alcohol today, and no non-carnivore, right? So no, even though they were sitting in front of me all night, no homemade fudge and homemade Buckeyes. If you don't know what Buckeyes are, look up Buckeye candies. Very, very tasty, but very, very loaded with sugar. Pecan clusters and peanut clusters and the little things where you have like a piece of pretzel with a Rolo and melted with either a pecan on it or another pretzel. All that was sitting in front of me all night, and I did not have any of it. I kept thinking to myself that I could have one and be fine. But if I had one, then I'd have two. I know that. I know that about myself. So I did not have any. Even before I was sitting there with them, I knew that they were going to be on the table because my wife made all this stuff. And she wanted to put a plate together for the men's group. And my wife and I had a little bit of a disagreement today. So I was like, I'm angry. I should just eat something to calm me down. So I was trying to make excuses as to why I would be okay to eat this candy, right? I don't need it. I was just looking for an excuse. So did my best, and my best resulted in not eating any of it. So I was pretty happy with that. The disagreement that my wife and I had was actually about the diet. So I had not talked to her about my plan for fasting and everything. And I mentioned it to her last night. Yeah, I mentioned it to her last night, just as I was going to bed. And then this morning, she asked me a couple questions, and it throws off some plans that I knew were in the works, but I didn't know when they were going to occur. So, and she's a little concerned that I'm getting a little obsessed with certain things, and I'm obsessed with a number, and I'm not thinking about just being healthy and feeling good and looking good. I'm worried about a number. And to a degree, I think she's right. But on the other hand, one of the things that I want to do is I want to get to my number. And then, I've talked about that. People have asked me, what are you going to do once you get to your goal? And I don't know that I'm going to stay on carnivore. I believe that I'm going to move into a ketovore type of scenario to allow myself a little more broad diet. Doesn't mean I'm going to be eating ice cream and candy bars and all that kind of stuff. But it would be a little bit more relaxed. And for something like getting together with friends for dinner, it would be just simpler, right? And so I told her that, I'm thinking about what she said. I'm taking it into account. I don't live my life for me. I live my life for us, to be quite honest. I don't know what I would do without her. And I don't think she would knows what she would do without me. We've been together way too long. But, if it's affecting her and it's concerning her, like she was genuinely concerned. That's what I felt coming from her. So I thought about it today, and my son had a doctor's appointment, just an annual physical. And so I took him to his annual physical. He's 16 years old. He's 5 foot 10 and a half, 5 foot 11, something like that. So he's just about an inch shorter than I am. And he got on the scale, and he is 199 pounds. And I'm looking at him going, that's not bad, right? He's got a little bit of a belly. Excuse me, nothing significant. But he's not 6-pack abs and things like that. He's not a weightlifter or anything like that. But thinking about it and going, okay, maybe my wife's right and I don't need to be 190. Maybe I need to be 200. So I'm considering all these things. It certainly makes reaching my goal weight easier, but it concerns me because once I move from a carnivore to a ketovore, at least for a little while, I'm sure I'm going to bounce back up a little bit. Something that I expect is going to happen. It might not, but I plan for it to probably happen. And that's one of the reasons that I was like, I'm going to go to 190, because my original thought was more like 200. And I said, no, I'll go to 190 because if I bounce back up a little bit, I'll still be 200. But, yeah, I just need to figure it out so that I am happy. I am healthy. I do feel good. But I also don't concern my wife, right? She is the most important person on this earth to me. And, yeah, I love her, and I don't want her to be concerned that I'm going to do something that she thinks is a little crazy. And a lot of people think it's a little crazy to do fasting the way that I thought about doing it. But you know what? I got to figure it out. I got to figure it out for me, but I got to figure it out in a way that doesn't alienate my wife and concern her. So I'm thinking and trying to decide. I haven't made a decision. I told her that I would adjust, and she told me to do what I need to do. So, weighing all things. If you have any thoughts, shoot me a comment. Let me know. Let me know what your thought is. And yeah, we'll go from there. Because while the number is there, and I don't know that I'm obsessed with the number, but I'm focused on the number. And I think there's a difference there. I want to get to that number, not at all costs, but I'm not concerned about a little bit of sacrifice and a little bit of discomfort in my life, but I don't want to hurt her. And I don't want to concern her. So I got to figure that out. If I was doing it at all costs, okay, yeah, that's probably an obsession. She wants me to focus on feeling good, being healthy, looking good. And my thing about the number is all those things have come by losing weight, right? I lost weight. I started to feel better. I lost weight. I started to look better. I lost weight. I'm getting healthier. So if I continue to lose weight, all those things get better. So a little bit of a little bit of perspective, a little bit of reflection is what I'm going to need. And then, yeah, we'll see which way I go. But that is what I had to share today. my weight is still right at 231, and yeah, feeling good. Definitely had a little bit more cheese today than I originally would have planned, but it was all no sugar cheese, just more natural, better cheeses. So we'll see how the rest of the week goes, and then as of right now, I'm going to start my next fast Sunday night. So that was what I had done the last few weeks before Thanksgiving, is a Sunday night through Wednesday night fast. So that's what I've got on the docket now for next week. My original plan was to start that fast Saturday night. But I'm going to go back and start it on Monday. See how things go. So that's where I'm at. That's what I wanted to share. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk with you all tomorrow.